In this video, I will show you how to solve equations that have variables on both sides of the equal sign. What I'm going to talk to you about first here is that how I identify which way I'm going to solve. So as I'm looking at my equation, I notice that I have a variable term 5x on the left side, and I have a variable term 2x on the right side. Now how I solve these is I look at and I see which coefficient is bigger, and then I move the other term to that side. So this is how I start. Since the 5 is bigger than the 2, I'm going to move the 2x over to this side. And I'm going to do that with an inverse operation, which means if this is a positive 2x, I'm going to subtract the 2x to the other side. The reason why I do this is so that when I subtract, I get a positive coefficient. But technically, it wouldn't matter which side you solve to. Now that I will simplify here, my equation will read 3x plus 2 is equal to 14. Now in order to solve for x, I need to get the x term alone. So I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. Now that my x term is alone, I can divide by the coefficient to solve for the variable x. So if I divide both sides of my equation by 3, I will get a solution of 4. Now, similarly, in the next example, I see that I have a 7x term on the left side and a 4x term on the right side. Since the 7x is larger, I'm going to do the inverse operation on the 4x term. This is a positive 4x, so I'm going to do an inverse of subtracting it. Now when I simplify, on the left side of my equal sign, I will have 3x plus 2 is equal to negative 10. To solve for my variable x, I'm going to isolate it by getting rid of this constant of the number 2. After I move the 2 to the right side, my equation will simplify to 3x is equal to negative 12. Very similar to what we had previously, except this time when I divide by the coefficient of 3, my solution will be negative 4. In this last example, I have a distribution that needs to happen first. Because there's a minus sign in front of the group of parentheses, I want to distribute that minus sign to everything in that group of parentheses to start. So I will have 5 minus x and minus 2 equal to 9 minus 4x. On the left side of my equation, I have two terms that I can combine, the number 5 and the number negative 2. If I combine these two terms, I will have 3 minus x equal to 9 minus 4x. Now, on the left side, I have a variable, a negative 1x, and on the right side, I have a variable, negative 4x. Because these are negative, the larger of the two will be the number closest to 0, which would be the number negative 1x. So I'm going to move the larger negative number in this case. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that when I move my variable, my coefficient will be a positive. Now when I simplify, I will have 3 plus 3x is equal to 9. To solve for x, I need to isolate the x term, so I will subtract 3 on both sides. And now I will have a 3x equal to 6. If 3x is equal to 6 and I divide both sides by 3, I will get a solution of 2. In this word problem, I will show you how to set up your equation and then solve with variables on both sides. This example says, an office manager spent $650 on a new energy-saving copier that will reduce the monthly electric bill for the office from $112 to $88. In how many months will the copier pay for itself? If the question is asking for how many months, I am going to let X represent the number of months. And it will be the number of months until the copier pays for itself. Here will be my equation. What I want to do is compare the price we're paying now with the price of the new copy machine and the new electric bill. Our office right now is paying $112 in the month. And that is per month for the electric bill for the current copy machine they have. But what we want to do is find when the cost of the new machine, because we have to buy the new machine, and the cost of the new electric bill, so not 112 anymore, now 88, will be worth it. So the cost of the new copy machine is $650 because they have to buy it, plus the new amount of the electric bill, reduced to now $88 per month. I want to find when the copier will pay for itself. So what I need to do is solve for X. And what I'm going to do is look at the X coefficients that I have, and I'm going to move the smaller amount to the other side of the equal sign. And I'm going to do that by using an inverse operation. So on my calculator, I'm going to take 112 and I'm going to subtract 88. So our copier is going to be reduced by $24 a month. Sorry, my dishwasher is being a little loud in the background. And now that I have simplified my equation, I have 24x is equal to 650. So what I want to do is divide by the coefficient of 24. So I'm going to take on my calculator 650 and divide by 24. And the answer that I get as a decimal, because I'm looking for a number of months, would be 27.08. So a little more than 27 months. That's when the cost will break even. But on the 28th month, you have to consider that on the next month, the cost of the electric bill would be $88 versus $112. And so on the 28th month, this cost will be cheaper in the long run. So on the 28th month, the copier will pay for itself.